Good morning, everyone. I'd like to call the Riverfront Design Committee meeting for December 3rd, 2015. First order of business is roll call.
Anthony Black.
Present.
Scott Howard.
Present.
Brian Doherty.
Present.
Paul Dedman.
Present.
John Joyce. Don Casbright. Jillian Robles.
Present.
Richie Split. And David Yost. You have a quorum.
Thank you. Second order of business is approval of the minutes, which are found in your packet. If there are any questions or comments, otherwise I entertain a motion. Moved by Mr. Dedman, seconded by Mr. Doherty. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Third item on the agenda is cases withdrawn, and there are none. Item number 4, continuance requests. There are none. Item number 5, the consent docket. And there are no items. Item number 6, cases for individual consideration. Case A, SRCA-15-00018 at 300 Southwest 13th Street in the Western Gateway District. And on this item, I'm going to recuse myself.
I'm also going to recuse myself because I'm on the Finance Committee of the Community Foundation.
I'm going to recuse myself because I'm an employee of the Community Foundation.
Laura, go ahead.
Good morning. This is a request to demolish a building. It's been vacant for quite some time, and it was constructed as a school back in the late 40s. It's a wooden structure. I've included pictures of it. It is in the historic preservation survey that was done for that area, and I've included that information in your packet as well. It was found to be contributing. It found also it could be individually because of its architectural style. While it's a wooden structure, it has a very interesting architectural style, as well as the history, the social history of it. It was constructed as a black school back when they were still segregating students in schools. It was used for a short time as a school for the black children in that area until they were no longer legally allowed to do that. Most recently, it was used as a food pantry. And you will see in the pictures, there was actually a picture from the inside because you could see into the inside from one of the doors. There is some rot that I also included in your pictures. It's adjacent to a park. And the parking lot for the school is actually used for the park. It's down in an area that I don't think people realize it's there. It's kind of a nice area. I didn't realize it was there until this case came forward. Because it is historically significant per that survey, it had to come before you for demolition, even though it's less than the 10,000 square foot. That's your limit for demolition structures. So we've provided information about the structure itself, what it was used for, and there's 2 options for you all to consider. One is if you determine that it is not significant to the history of the nation, state, city, or district, then approve the application. If you do determine that it is significant to the history of the nation, state, city, or district, then deny the application. The applicants are present, and what they've indicated is they've had a really hard time securing the structure, and it keeps getting broken into, which is something you guys hear from a lot of the vacant structures that come before you for demolition.
Thank you. Would the applicant like to say anything?
Yes.
And if you wouldn't mind signing in, there's on that form. Thank you.
Okay.
If you could state your name and address.
Yes, my name is Rhonda Godwin. I'm an employee of the Oklahoma City Community Foundation. You want my personal address? Business
Foundation.
Business address is 1000 North Broadway, Oklahoma City. We did do some research, our staff did, on the school and the black history of the school. There's actually 2 schools with that name. And the school that actually held the black students was actually located at 610 North High. The school in question was Carter G. Woodson, which actually the G stands for Godwin, which is my last name, which is kind of humorous. But there actually were 2 schools. Like I said, our school was actually, our building was actually open for only about 5 or 6 years, and then it was closed. The other school was originally named Moon Junior High, and then it was renamed Carter G. Woodson, which is the same name as our school originally had. So there were actually 2 schools with the same name. That's the school that actually was the black historical school, not ours in question. The other thing is I brought some additional pictures, if you would like to see them. When we received the building back from Neighbor for Neighbor, who had previously been using the structure, it was full of mold. There was severe damage to the roof, and there was one whole division of it that everything in there was covered with mold and mildew, and it was in very bad condition. The building was also full of asbestos, which we have removed the asbestos from the building, but it was full of asbestos at that time.
And are there any plans currently for redevelopment of that site?
No, not currently. Our plan is to take the building down because it is a hazard, and then we would probably just put the property for sale.
Okay.
Because we are a foundation, we don't have any real reason to use the building going forward or the location. And that's our normal course of business is when we're given things for charity, we use them, and then we sell them.
Okay. Thank you. Would anybody like to make a motion? Okay. Any further discussion?
So just to clarify, then the motion would be then number 1. Okay, gotcha.
Okay. All in favor of approving for the move forward with demolition, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much. Call the other members, commissioners back in.
Item 7 on the agenda is other business. There are no items. Item 8, communications. We have 2 items under Administrative Approval Report SRCA 13-00027 at 4311 Southwest 15th Street and SRCA 15-00019 at 1300 Exchange Avenue. Are there any communications on that item, on either of those items? Okay. Item B is comments from the Planning Department staff.
Our commissioner training is next Friday, December 11th. If you haven't RSVP'd or accepted to Paula's calendar invitation, please do so. We have an action-packed agenda. Coffee's available at 8, and we'll begin the program at 8:30. If you park in Sheridan Walker, we can validate parking. If you park in the Myriad or the Cox or the by the Skirvin, we can't validate parking. So hope everybody can come.
Where is the actual meeting?
It's at the Cox.
Okay.
Yeah, on the meeting room 4 and 5, which are some of the ground floor meeting rooms just as you walk in.
And then item C is comments from the committee members. Seeing that there are none, our next, item D, our next meeting date is going to be January the 7th. Do we have any items on the agenda for January 7th? Okay. And with that, item 9, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So moved by Mr. Dudman and seconded by Mr. Split. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion